We're back talking about Mother's Day traditions with Mary Jo Claremont Hansen and her two sons, Dan and Mike. Thanks for being here today. The two guys who are instrumental in keeping the tradition going. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is cool. So journaling first or the tray? Because this is a great looking tray. This is your actual...
This is the actual tray from the house, and I want you to know though, when they were little, it was on a dented TV tray with green with paint and stuff. So we have evolved through the years to that it became this, and you know, just puts. This was one of the plate on there is one the day we went for Mother's Day and did plates. These are the kids and their dads, and that was mine that I did.
And that's easy to pick up at Kohl's, just for all you kids out there who want to know. It's not too expensive.
You bet. And who knows, maybe your viewers out there will start Mother's Day traditions and they'll send in pictures of how they too have started this, because you know, it's just special beyond.
Yeah, Dan and Mike, was it easy to remember all the years, or did you have to kind of...
No, it wasn't the easiest. Dad usually helped out a bit, reminding us that it was coming up, and there were a couple of years there where I wasn't exactly a morning person, so getting up was a be a challenge.
Who is when you're a teenager? Yeah.
That's a good point, yeah.
No, but it's such a good feeling, and look at how thrilled your mom is that you guys kept doing it all those years.
No.
And maybe you even have something special planned this year.
Well, I have invited them to Minneapolis. We're going to spend the weekend down there, but last year, Michael, I was going to be out of town, and I thought, all right, Daniel was living out of town, we were going to be out of town, and it was Saturday morning, before Mother's Day, knock, 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 and the door opens, and it's Michael with the bed tray, and he didn't cook, but he went to Cajun Cafe, got a great breakfast, had it ready for me with coffee from Starbucks, and there he was. And I was just, I did not expect it, and it was just very precious, and it was so important. But one of the things we used to do on Mother's Day was they would come into the room after they had brought breakfast. I would take time, because I had been writing in mother's journals through the year, every once in a while, and I would take time to read to them funny things they'd said or did, and they were, do you remember, so interested.
Yeah.
They're like, please, Mom, not right now.
Well, I mean, they said such funny things, and so I would read to them out of their journals, and
that's great.
yeah, that I would just share that, you know, that
Here's what you said
yeah,
last
that
year.
Michael, he was finally able to help Daniel with breakfast in bed, and he jumped up, he excited, he had a gift for me, and I mean, and to really write about how all those moments happened, and they're just precious. And then 2-3 years later, I'd read about what they did, and they're like, "Oh, I was really special,"
I
you know.
love that, and you put pictures in there too. Maybe that they give you pictures that day or cards.
Right.
Or...
I mean, and so I didn't follow any rules about these mother's journals. I just wrote in them when I could remember. Sometimes they'd say funny things in the car, and I would find a receipt and write that funny thing down, and then just put it in my wallet, and then try to remember to put it in my mother's journal later. And Michael said once that Daniel's teeth were whiter than the snow, you know. I mean, just the funniest things.
That's great, and anybody can get those books anywhere and start journaling.
Oh, exactly. And you know what? I didn't start right in the beginning. People think as soon as that baby's born, you have to start. You can start this stuff at any point. There's no rules to this. It's just, it's so heartwarming to remember things that years later that you wouldn't have been, like Daniel said once, my dad could beat Shaq in Pig, P-I-G. I mean, and I had to write that down. I was like, oh, that's the funniest thing. He thinks his dad is like the best guy in the whole wide world. And you know, years later, you would forget that he said that, you know, that he thought his dad was that powerful.
I love that. And the thing is, too, it's okay to be assertive and ask for what you want on this day, because it is your day.
It is, and you know what? Sometimes guys wouldn't be thinking breakfast in bed. That's what Mom wants, and yet what a special, you know, I felt like queen for the day. That picture of this one here, that is exactly how I felt, and
I mean, we just have different brains. We think differently, so right.
We can learn to help each other and not, you know, and I felt like for the guys, even I have a little heart bracelet that I got started, and I thought, you know, I have boys, they might not always know what to get their mom, so they'll remember we started putting hearts on there, and whether they're 28 or 35 or have their own kids someday, they'll know how to add to my bracelet, you know.
Or start that tradition in their own family.
Right, instead of, what do you bring Mom? A pie.
A pie.
So
That's great.
Any thoughts from you guys?
Not really.
Fondest Mother's Day memory.
Fondest Mother's Day memory. Getting to eat the bacon after we were done cooking it.
Yeah, there we
You
go.
don't really hang.
I mean, oh yeah, exactly. So yeah, no, I mean, we appreciate it now. I mean, looking back on it, there were definitely times where you kind of had to get pushed into doing it, and do I really want to get up? And it felt really cheesy. But I mean, you look back on it now and you appreciate it, and so it's some fond memories now.
How about for you, Mike?
Oh man, it was super early every time. It's kind of, remember, gotta make mom happy, you know, because we care about you. Now it's weird not doing it, so.
And you can look back in the journal too and read
Yeah.
things that were written that day and help you jog your memory. Well,
Exactly.
thank you, all three of you, for
Great
being
job.
here today.
Thank
I
you.
love the tradition.
And I hope people start it as well. I mean, there's nothing better. Whatever the tradition you do, go to movies, breakfast, dinner, whatever it is. Just start something, and the family and connectedness is really our treasure. So.
Mary Jo, thank you for being with us, and you too also, Mike and Dan. Okay, we'll be right back.